So I'm a Baha'i, I'm a universal. Our boat was built in Florida, so we went through the Florida Keys and the Bahamas and Jamaica and down through Panama Canal and all across the Pacific Islands, bringing Baha'i to the people. It's good because the Pacific Islanders love music, and we brought all these songs and taught them songs. They're still singing a lot of our songs in the islands we hear. Toko zanini nalabawan ki, lele langala kukana, and so forth.
Many years ago, ancient history to most of you, I won World War II single-handed in Europe. And after the war was over, I went to a Red Cross place. They gave us donuts and coffee, And I went in there and they had some recordings. And they had something of Diz and Charlie Parker.
And this had all happened while I was away in the war, and I was so flabbergasted to hear the way they played a new style of jazz. I had never met Dizzy, but when we got back to America, they put us in Camp Kilmer and said nobody is to leave camp under any circumstances. When it got dark, another musician and I snuck under the fence and hitchhiked into New York City and went down and heard Dizzy and Charlie Parker playing. And just with our mouths open, it was played so wonderfully. And I never dreamed that we would be close friends one day. In fact, he was my Baha'i brother. Dizzy and I were very good friends. I was A&R man for a while at Verve Records when we had Dizzy under contract, and so I had to plan recording sessions for him and such. Very bright, very serious, but he could also be a real clown, is how he got his nickname Dizzy. You know, I knew him so well I could tell a lot of stories that weren't in his books and that nobody had heard before.
Welcome to the town hall. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Russ Garcia in a tribute to Dizzy Gillespie.
Somebody as a gag had some buttons printed up, Diz for president, and it spread like wildfire, especially in California, which is kind of kooky anyway, He said if he was elected, he would change the color of the White House. He said we might call it the Blues House. He'd eliminate all income tax for the national lottery. He talked about disarmament, and somebody said, "Why are you running for president?" He said, "Because we need one." Secretary of State, we want Bo Diddley. He said, "Miles Davis should be in charge of the CIA." Ray Charles in the Library of Congress. And he said, Ellington should be Minister of State because he can con anybody. And he said, maybe we'll let women run the country. They'll do it anyhow.
We were backstage with Dizzy in Munich at a jazz festival, and George Shearing, blind pianist, was across the room, and he said, "Are you people talking about Baha'i? Let me in on this, And he got quite interested, and so we got him books in Braille. He's been blind since birth. He walked over to George Shearing and put his arm around George. He said, "George, Probably nobody's ever told you, but you're black. I think Dizzy always did this right after the first number, so I think we should. I'd like to introduce the fellows in the band. Murray, this is George. And,